Within this video, we'll have an overview of the manufacturing order within Processforce. So let's have a look at a manufacturing order form. We have a particular product we want to produce. It's recipe 2. And before I move any farther forward in this video, let's have a quick stop here and have a look at some of the content which is added at the manufacturing order level. So at the header level, we're able to add the product which we're making, the particular revision that we're going to be producing against, and we use the default routing which we defined on the production process data which we see in the video. We then have the default warehouse which is coming from the item, and of course then as we're using our own document series, there is a document number here in terms of manufacturing order. When an order is raised, we can provide a status, and there's different types of statuses from not scheduled to scheduled to released, and also we can add the different types of date, the required date for manufacture, and also then calculate the planned in start time if we're using scheduling. If we are using scheduling, we can choose the forward and backward methodology for scheduling and put a basic priority there for analysis purposes. So this is the header information for the manufacturing order. At a tab level, we have a bunch of different other types of information. So for example, we have the items. So these are the material items that we're going to use to produce this product. So we've got our item list, and then we've got the planned and the actual quantity of what we're going to be using to make the product. We also have, if you remember from the bill of material structure and the recipes, we have the element of factors and scrap percentages as well. And defaulting from the bill of material structure, we also then have the concept of issue type in terms of manual and backflush. Now, depending on the product which is being made, we may also have co-products and scrap being produced as well, which we can record. And also then the production process, we have the different operation steps with the following resources with the correct setup time and runtime calculated based on the order quantity in the production process. If we have a sales order which is linked to this production order, then we can link those sales orders, or we can actually have a sales order and generate a production order on a truly back-to-back basis. And when we then start going through the manufacturing order cycle, then there are a number of different transaction processes that we can go through. When we go through the manufacturing order cycle, which will be a different video, we'll go through these different steps. But for now, I'm just going to go and release this order. And the dates are going to be all today. I'm not going to use schedule as an example. And we add the manufacturing order document. When I review the manufacturing order document, now that it's added, I can now start doing some transactions to this. So I'm going to go very, very quickly through a simple transactional flow. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to issue inventory to production. This is where I go through the picking process of the materials on the production order. I have two items here, item 3, active item 3, active item 4. I know as a batch traceable items, so very quickly go to the pick manager and pick these items here with a total needed is 0.278. I go to my second line and do exactly the same. So these are the two inventory items that I've picked. Click OK. An update to say we've actually picked these. I can now generate my paperwork, and I then do a production goods issue. This is where I actually then take the inventory out of stock and issue into work in progress, and hence we generate a financial transaction in the journals. So now that we've actually done the picking process, within a manufacturing order we can see that these lines are grayed out and the planned quantity and the actual quantity is the same. So then how do I then quickly receive the product that we have made? So I can very quickly simply do that, do a receipt from production. And when I do my receipt from production, There are multiple ways of doing this, but I'm going to take a very simple approach, which is I'm just going to record a quantity of 1, and then I'm going to confirm this is what I've made, and this transaction will now take out the value of that finished item from work in progress and put it into stock. We can now see that my planned quantity of 1 is exactly the same as my actual quantity of 1, so effectively I finished this whole production order cycle, and from here now I can then finish the production order and just press update. So very quickly, that was a very simple business scenario of where I have a manufacturing order where I simply issue the materials, receive the materials, and so on. In later videos we'll go into more detail in terms of how we can change the production process, how we can modify the routing, how we can add additional items to the product structure, and so on.